We have reached that moment in time when stage 2 of Dajjal's mission is coming to an end, and phase 3 is commencing. In phase 1 of Dajjal's mission, the world experienced Pax Britannica, with Britain as the ruling state. In phase 2 of Dajjal's mission, the world experienced Pax Americana, with United States of America as the ruling state. We say these things are not happening by accident. If this can be by accident, a cow can also jump over the moon. No, there's a reason why Pax Americana replaced Pax Britannica. And now we say Pax Judaica, meaning a Jewish world order, Israel ruling the world. Pax Judaica wants to replace Pax Americana. In order for Pax Judaica to replace Pax Americana, what we have to do is look to see what happened the first time. In order for Pax Americana to replace Pax Britannica, what happened? Study that. And when you study that, you'll realize that money is one of the keys to the transition. Money. And so the US dollar will have to collapse. The US dollar is not collapsing on its own through any economic reasons. It is a controlled demolition job by the Zionists. They know what they're doing. And they have the Federal Reserve in their control, not the American people. And so 15 years ago, Imran Hosein is not a prophet. Imran Hosein doesn't have an angel or jinn whispering in his ears. How could Imran Hosein say 15 years ago that the US dollar must collapse? Which I did. It's there. It's documented. Nobody else said that. No monetary economist in the world said that. But I said it. Why? Because I had Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. We have him as our teacher. So my study of Islamic eschatology led me to the conclusion, studying Dajjal, led me to the conclusion that the US dollar is not only going to collapse, but must collapse in order for Israel to take over from the United States. That when the US dollar collapses, it's going to bring down all the paper money in the world, because they don't need paper money anymore. And then the electronic money will take over. So now we are witnessing this. This is the moment that I anticipated 15 years ago. The US dollar is already finished, it's just waiting now to collapse, to be finished and to be demonetized. But not only must you have a fundamental change of power in money, but there was something else that happened between phase 1 and phase 2. And that is that the United States had to intervene to save Britain from defeat in the First World War. Britain was on the verge of defeat. The German submarines had marooned Britain. Britain probably had food for 2 weeks left. When the plan was worked out, they went to the British government and said, "You're losing the war, but we can help you to win it." And that's when the British issued the Balfour Declaration that it is the intention of the British government to work for the establishment of a Jewish national home in the Holy Land. In November 1917. That was a quid pro quo for them to bring the United States into the war. And once the United States entered the war, the First World War, Germany was defeated. Okay? And so, not only did United States have to wage big wars, but also United States had to intervene to save Britain for defeat. And so it was clear to the whole world, Britain is no longer the ruling state. United States has taken over. We can therefore close our eyes and anticipate that Israel is going to wage big wars. But more than that, that the United States has to be set a trap for the United States, where the US is facing military defeat. And if Israel does not intervene, that's it for Uncle Sam. And then Israel will intervene, like the United States intervened in the First World War. And then it will be clear to the world who is now the ruling state in the world. What is that trap for the United States? To lead the United States to a situation where military defeat. It could be that, of course I can be wrong. Remember that, I can be wrong. It could be that Israel is going to attack Iran. And when Israel attacks Iran, of course Iran is going to retaliate. But Iran is given the green light, so to say, as Saddam Hussein was given the green light to take Kuwait. So Iran is given the green light to take Bahrain. And Iran occupies Bahrain, which is majority Shia. And the Shia population of Bahrain will welcome Iran. Why should they not? They're being oppressed. But once Iran occupies Bahrain, Iran is heading for Saudi Arabia. And the Saudis know how to drive BMWs. I don't think they know how to drive to fight Iran. Huh? So Saudi Arabia is going to call on the United States, its patron, to intervene. And if the United States makes that mistake to enter into Saudi Arabia to fight Iran, that could be the graveyard. That could be the place where the United States can be facing defeat. And if the United States is facing defeat in the desert, the only force in the world that can intervene to save them from defeat is Israel. Israel. This is a possible scenario, but do remember, I can be wrong.